time comes, don't postpone it. When others doubt it.
All right, welcome to another Art Talk. So it's New Year's Day. It's the new year. We've gone through one crazy year, haven't we? And now it's a whole new year. Do we want to stay thinking about all the stuff that happened in 2020? Or do we want to think about the new year that's coming? And I think that's when we say Happy New Year, is what this is all about, a new year and trying to make it happy. What does that mean to make us happy in this new year? I just want to share with you guys how tough it's been in this past year. For myself, for a lot of people, just struggling, just trying to find their way, trying to discover what it is that was maybe in their lives that is now missing, things that were missing in their lives that they're now discovering that they need, and all this circle of just real chaos and madness and just like that, came out of the blue, came out of nowhere. And that's something that I feel is very important that we all need to just keep in mind. And I think when we experience things, just to know how sudden things can come. And it could be like that. A flash could be a car accident. It could be anything. It could be a pandemic. So anything can happen that all of a sudden throws off what we think is supposed to be the norm, what we think we're supposed to be we take for granted just a lot of the time. And it just can just evaporate. And this is where the whole just not taking things for granted, but also thinking about what it is that you want to just do by preparing yourself and just being open to things and knowing that when change comes, change helps us in many ways. It makes us sort of step out of our bubble of everything is just normal and it's just going to go this way. And all of a sudden we get to be shocked and we get to be told that don't get so comfortable all the time. Don't be complacent. And that's a big thing, not just to settle. And that really comes down into not just settling on our art, not just settling on where we are in our lives, not just settling on where we're living, not just settling on what our past experience was, our past environment, and realizing that, you know, this is a new year, let's say. This is a time that we want to just start building and moving forward. For me, what happened was when the pandemic hit, all my whole business of what I do and everything that I've built upon doing is starting in the entertainment industry, working for our studios and animation. But my whole inner being has been a teacher. That's who I am. That's what I've discovered is my calling, my true passion, my true love is teaching and sharing any type of knowledge, the tools that I've learned, and passing them off to other people and saying, listen, what are you going to do with this now? And that's a very important thing. And I think that's something for me that I realized, having that realization that made me know what it is that I want in life. And how can I explain that? How can I explain that it was just there? It's one of these things, and I'm going to read you a quote. And actually, I'm going to read that quote to you just right now because it's going to make relevant sense. And it's something that I really just wanted to share with you guys as you're moving into your new year. Got to put on my glasses here so I can see. But it's a quote by Rumi. And he said, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love." I'll read that again. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. And that's what happened to me in my life. And that's what happens to us. That's what we need to allow ourselves to have happen, is let yourselves be silently drawn into that thing that you truly love in your life, and it will. And that's where I found just the teaching and doing what I do. And from this pandemic, so besides me working for the studios, a lot of my time, I've always been an entrepreneur, always wanted to start my own things, always wanted just to create. You guys who have been following me for a long time know that it's all about just the mindset of just like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to start just taking this idea of what entered into my head, and I'm going to start to see how far it's going to take me on my journey and in my life. And everything is unpredictable. There is nothing that is going to just be perfect. It doesn't exist. So I don't have that expectation. And when you lower that expectation of perfection, it doesn't matter so much when you mess up. It doesn't matter when things go wrong or they don't work out. So I had ideas of what I was trying to create in my life in 2020, because I always set goals, and I was doing the conventions, and I'm doing workshops, and I was traveling around the world, and I was doing the things that I wanted to do. And all of a sudden that just stopped. It came to a standstill. The conventions, the workshops, the things that I do, just that was my livelihood. Just kind of came to an end. But at that point, it's a point of reflection and time. But I knew there was an inner burning within inside me. My inner burning was, even though I was teaching online, I always knew that there's so many things that I want to do and just build and just make happen. And I knew that it's important for myself to kind of take control and funnel things. Just know that I'm an artist that's very sporadic. Maybe you guys can relate. I'm very just sort of squirrel. Everything is just very like, oh my, there's all these ideas popping in. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I've always wanted to have my own school online. Always wanted to do that, but I kept putting it off. Why did I keep putting it off? Because it comes to the story of a young man who was walking down the street, and there was an old man sitting on his porch with his dog, and the dog was sitting there whining and yelping and crying. And the young man says to the old man, "Why is your dog whining and yelping and crying so much?" And he says, "Well, because it's sitting on a nail." He says, "Sitting on a nail? Why doesn't he get off the nail?" And the old man replied, "Because it doesn't hurt bad enough." And that's where I was, and I was comfortable in what I was doing, but I was wanting to have my own online school, but I was kind of comfortable. I was just kind of like, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And in all honesty, I was making excuses as to why I'm not just starting my own online school, starting the Silver Drawing Academy. And that is what I just kind of always wanted to do. It's my being. It's where I get to be every day. It's where I get to just meet with the members every day. It's where we get to have Zoom sessions all the time. We'll be doing 6 of them a month starting from this year. These are the sort of New Year's resolutions. There's things that I'm setting. This is what I want to do. And so it was through this time of just like reflection where I realized now's the time to just start something. Let me investigate. I'm not just going to settle and give up, and I'm not just going to slow things down and just, and I can't go, I got to take the bull by the horns myself. I can't rely on studios to be hiring me and giving me work. I can't rely on, you never can rely on anyone to do anything. What you can rely on is yourself. What you can rely on is your own perseverance and your own willingness to set these goals. And when you come into these places, say, this is what I want to accomplish this year. This is what I want to reach out and do. This is what I want to make happen. And so through this experience, I started just researching, discovering, trying to find, okay, I was Googling, asking the questions, online platforms, how do you build? And I had this idea. And I was going to do it one way, and for whatever reason, the universe, it took me another way, and it didn't want me to do it that way. And my brother-in-law shared with me just, hey, I talked to my friends, and maybe try this and try that, and getting all this different insight. Let me try, figuring it out. So every day, what did I do every day? I was working hard, just building videos. I have over 300 videos now on Silver Drawing Academy, and it's just like, and just working every day and doing it for the love of wanting to do it, because I was silently being drawn into doing it. I was silently being told what to do. And this is what we got to trust. We got to trust in the sort of whispers. We got to trust in these sort of inner callings. It's like this inner guidance. It's like we have our own little GPS in there, and oftentimes we don't trust it. And that's another big thing, is to learn to trust that through time. It doesn't come overnight, but we don't believe in it. We can't accept that. Well, no, that can't be the right direction. That can't be the right thing to do. But I think if we try to do these things, different results can happen. And so I tried, and I'm always going to be willing to try, and always want to share with you guys the want and willingness to try, just to try something new, try something that you haven't done, experiment, explore. Who knows if it's going to work out, but we're moving forward. Don't let the things that have happened in the past, and especially 2020, hold you back in pursuing what you want to make happen in this upcoming year. Again, this gets to be your choice. You get to decide, because we still don't know. We still don't know what's going to happen in all parts of the world. Anywhere you're living in the world, no matter what country you're living in, it's all unpredictable. We don't know. So what do we know? we know that we can decide to say, you know what? In my existence, in my world where I am sitting on this planet Earth, I'm going to start working towards this year. I'm going to start improving this year. I'm just going to make a conscious effort to consciously practice what I'm drawing. Not just draw, just to post what I draw, but consciously practice. It's these things that I encourage my students all the time. Just stop moving so far ahead. I don't want you to watch all the videos. What would you mean you don't want me to watch all the videos? No, because I want you to learn from them. I want you to draw from them. I want you to practice. I want you to get to the point where you're drawing things from memory. I want you to develop that. That may be a New Year's goal. That may be something that you're looking to do, that you're just looking just to get to that place that you want to get to and just leveling it up wherever that may be in your world. What do you want to do? Do you aim? Just put it down. It's a daily practice. This is not easy. There's many of us that sit. I used to believe that things would just kind of come. I really did. I thought, things would just kind of happen for me. And I realized that not only do things not just happen for you, it takes you making sure that you're not just sitting there doing nothing, that you're actively doing something. That's how things start to happen. It's cause and effect. It's what's going to happen by you taking action. But by me doing that, will certain things start to come? Could you get those people start to see more of you? They're seeing your work. This is happening. You start to build that sort of following or audience or clientele where they know who you are, they know your reputation, they know that, and then all of a sudden you're getting those phone calls and stuff. But you still don't just sit on the sidelines and do nothing. You still want to make sure you're reaching out to people and you're doing stuff and you're staying active. This is just part of the game. This is just part of what it is. And you're going to get those jobs that may start coming to you, but you don't even want them. These jobs that you thought you wanted aren't even what you even thought you wanted. And now it's just pulling you down. Man, I'm working so much. I'm doing what I wanted to do, but I'm working so much on this other people's stuff. And that's why finding your inner true self, your purpose, here again, and I truly believe we all serve that purpose. We all have a purpose for something. You don't maybe know what that is yet, but there's a purpose for something. Whether it's you're good at your art, or you're good at communicating with people, or you're good at organizing, or you're good at acting. I don't know. There's something that you have that you can start to use just to, again, it comes down to like knowing thyself, know who you are is going to make your 2021 that much better. Because when you know that, I am a diligent worker. I do persevere and I do work through my struggles and I do these things, whatever it may be, knowing that about myself. Maybe you know that I'm a procrastinator and I keep pushing things away. So now that you know that, what are you going to do this year to change that? What are you going to do to make sure that maybe I've been procrastinating, I've been holding back, trying to do this? What is that? Let me write down what I need to do. Maybe I need to commit. What are those commitments that I need to make? And again, it's following through so that you can have the sort of year turn out to be whatever it's going to be. I didn't know where I was going to be. I didn't know what was going to happen with the Silver Drawing Academy. I'm grateful and thankful that people have come on board and they're loving it and they're communicating and we meet up and they're just learning. And that's what I want. So I set out my desire. I knew that I wanted to make an impactful site. I knew that I wanted to impact artists around the world. I know that I wanted to share my knowledge. I know that I just wanted to have fun. And that's part of it too. So make sure whatever you're going to do, whatever you're moving into, that you're going to do it for the reason of having fun, but also following that true inner calling for yourself. And again, I just want to read that again because it was such a brilliant, just little quote on of what I read there. Let me see if I can find it and read it. Got to put on my glasses again. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. There's this stronger pull. It's in there. You know what that is. There's that thing that is pulling you. It's in there. You feel it because you're in a place possibly where you're feeling unsatisfied and unfulfilled. Because there's something else that you feel that you got to be doing. And if it is a matter of your own artistic ability, where you say to yourself, but Stephen, man, I tried and I try and I try and I submit my work and I get no response and no one's responding to me and no one's doing that. This is where sometimes, again, it comes down to presentation. It comes down to what's actually there. I meet with people all the time. I meet with them every Tuesday through my mentorship program. And I just hearing the same stories a lot of the time. It's the same stuff where people are just, they're trying all the time. But then I look at their artwork or I look at their portfolio and say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Your portfolio just is all over the place, and you're not putting the right sort of stuff that the animation industry needs to see. So here, this is a thing too. Again, it's almost like, I don't even know. I can't even think of an analogy right now. I like to think of analogies from time to time. Sometimes they pop up, but I'm not coming to my head right away. But the idea that is making sure that you gotta just, you're presenting your true self, who you are, what you do, to that client and making sure that it's readable and you can get it straight away. I know who you are. I know what you do. I know what you want to be. And that's where things will start to just come from that and manifest into something else. And then, but also understanding your weakness. This is I come across a lot of people. I'm not getting jobs and I'm trying. Yeah, but God, man, you got to work on your construction. You got to work. You got to get some turnarounds in your portfolio. You got to work on your storytelling. You got to work on your gestures. You got to work on your life drawing, so to speak. These are the things that, and I know it's hard, but this is what takes time. This is what's going to lead you to that pull that keeps pulling you to where it is you want to be. Because you know you want to be there. And what's stopping you other than your own self or ability to just have the work that's going to impress someone? That's going to be up to you. How much work, how much effort are you willing to put into this? Because this is you. This is your life. You get to determine every day when you wake up how you want to make your day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a rebirth. Every day you wake up and go, what's today? Some days it's going to be so windy. Some days it's going to be raining. Some days it's going to be snowing. Every day is going to be different. So what day do you want to make the day? What are you going to do with your New Year's? What goals are you going to set? And those goals can change throughout the year. But just set them and just get the ball in motion and don't worry about the outcome. That's a very important statement I'm making. Don't worry about the outcome. Just know that you're willing to put in the effort. And when you put in the effort and you put in the try and you make a commitment and conscious commitment to yourself, I'm consciously going to make this commitment and practice this because I know that I suck at it or I struggle with it and it's not working. I'm going to reach out to the people that I need to reach out to this year. I'm going to do the things that I'm going to do. I'm going to stop putting things back. I'm going to stop making excuses. It's not going to be about a pandemic anymore. It's not going to be about what's going on with this person and that person or what he said and what she said. It's not going to be about that anymore. I'm done with that. What it's about is just me saying that today's a new day and what do I want to try to create today? What am I going to make different today? How am I going to act differently today? What can I do? And that's what it's up to you, all right? With that said, I want to wish you guys a happy, healthy, safe new year and just keep moving onwards and upwards. Just keep thinking about the fact that we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour on an axis, okay? We're floating in the middle of nowhere, and we got to do something, so you might as well have that purpose for yourself. What do you want to do? What do you want to give back? What do you want to contribute to yourself and the world or anything else around you? What is it? This is your time, your new year. Make it happen. Write your goals down, and I hope to see you guys more. If I'm already seeing you in the Silver Jordan Academy and all of those who aren't yet there, I hope to see you there someday soon. You're gonna love it. Make it a great day, great week, great year. Take care.
When your time comes, don't postpone it. When others doubt and out, you don't condone it. Truth be told, yourself is